Thick with Chrissy at RSGN Network. And I am your host, Chrissy. This show, we are talking with Regina Sunshine. This is my special episode to speak with her about her personal and business life tonight. And I hope y'all are tuning in and looking forward. Get your drinks, get comfy, and let's go.
We drinking every show?
Yes, we are.
Okay, let's go.
Good evening, Miss Regina. How are you?
I'm doing great, Chrissy. How are you?
I am good.
We don't have to be so formal. I know you like that.
I know you do.
All right, let's go.
I know you do. Let's go. Well, my audience doesn't know you. So
All right.
Tell my audience a little bit about yourself.
All right, so they call me Regina Sunshine. I'm a motivational speaker, talk show host, publisher, all around empowerment specialist. My goal in life is always to leave people better than I found them. And my personal motto is it's not over till I win. If I hadn't won yet, that just means it's not over because I'm always going to find a way to win. So that is who I am. All right.
All right, we are going to be back. We're going to take a break and be back with Regina Sunshine.
A big shout out to my girl, Christine. Christine, I am so proud of you. You're doing amazing things. You are about to start your new talk show. I'm so excited to hear all that you have to say. I want to say I wish you nothing but the best, nothing but success with this. I hope you reach your target audience. I hope you change lives. I hope you make a difference. And I'm so proud of you. I really cannot wait to listen.
Salutations. I just had to pull over because it's about that time. Well, Gio, what time is it? It's time to talk thick with Chrissy. Chrissy, listen, man, if you ain't keeping it Chrissy, you ain't slicky. You got to be slick as a tire so you won't be tired. And Chrissy got that thickie for your snicky. You already know. But anyway, Chrissy, always been love. You already know what it is. Definitely since day one, you always been somebody that cared, always somebody that made sure that you was there for every people. So right now, we here for you. It's all about you. Don't miss it at Chrissy, y'all. Don't miss it at Chrissy. Talking Thick with Chrissy, Regina Global Sunshine Network, and Status Network. Let's talk that talk.
Yeah, you heard what Gio said. Welcome back to Talking Thick with Chrissy. Regina gave you a little bit about herself. But Regina, what I do want you to let us know is, who is your inspiration for all that you do?
Man, so we're going to start off with tears? Is that what we're going to do? Okay. So I always tell people my mother and my grandmother are my inspirations. I learned how to serve people, how to give to people, watching how my grandmother served people. And my mother was love on fire. When I tell you, people always tell me, you're such a great lover, you show so much care and compassion for people. It's because I watched my mama, and that's how she loved people. So I always tell people I stand on the shoulders of two spiritual giants, and I could not be where I am today if it had not been for the two of them.
I can agree with that. It's so funny because I lost my mom a year ago, and I did not realize that I was so much like her until she passed away. So my heart left me that year, but I'm definitely a spitting image of her. I definitely am. But we're not gonna have tears tonight. But it's actually, a joy to talk about our moms.
Yes.
It is definitely a joy.
Yes.
Remembrance, the memories that we have. So it's not a sad moment right now. But I do want to ask you, Regina, where did Sunshine come from in your name?
Well, you had a show that you did live 2 weeks ago where you interviewed a bunch of men. And Ricardo kind of hinted at it. He pointed at me. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not.
He mentioned Harlem Nights. That's not where the name came from, but that don't mean it ain't true. Let's start there. So I had a student at Piedmont Tech that gave me the name Sunshine. He said, you're like sunshine. Everything's better when you're around. And so he started calling me Sunshine, and then all the students started calling me Sunshine, and it just became my name. So a student gave me the name Sunshine. But all the other stuff is true.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So I have learned something with you guys tonight. And yes, y'all see my show 2 weeks ago with the men that love plus size women. And plus size women definitely have sunshine. Sunshine ain't my name. But
throw it up in the air.
Exactly.
Sunshine.
There you go. I ain't coming home tonight, baby.
At all, ever again. In fact, I may post you on social media, and I got somebody else in my life.
Whew. All right then.
That's another story.
All right. So I do want to ask, what challenges do or have you faced as a woman in business? And not just a woman, but also as a plus size woman.
On the business end, there haven't been a lot of challenges. Most of the challenges I've faced have been more self-imposed. Because nobody can stop me from getting what I want. If I want something, I'm going to get it. Right. And any space that I decide to be in, and I feel like I want to be in, I'm going to be there. Now, I've had some instances where I walked in the boardroom to different places, and I think the fact that I was a black woman more than anything else was like, oh, it's her. Does that make sense? Yeah. But the sunshine personality is very disarming, so it gives people the impression that you're weak just because you're sweet, but that works out in my favor, as they say in the art of war. Make them think you are weak when you're strong. So that I come in, like a lamb, but it's really a lion that's coming to the table to sit down with you.
I know her very well, and she knows how to deal with her business. She got a personal, but she stands on her business. And that's the reason why I have Talking Thick with Chrissy.
Absolutely, because let's just be real. So this show was supposed to happen years and years ago. And life and confidence and a whole other things got in the way. And so I told Chrissy in January, so you get ready to do your show. I didn't ask her, when would you like to do your show? I said, you're going to do your show by the end of February. Isn't that what happened?
And that's what happened. She sent me a text. She said your show was February 22nd. And what time do you want to do it? That was the end of that. And I promise you, when she sent me that text message, I had anxiety from that day up until 2 weeks ago when I did my first show.
When you killed it.
I did.
When you killed it.
Yep. I enjoyed my first show. Yes, my guest was awesome. My team was awesome. But so as a plus size woman, you had no issues? In business?
Nah. Well, see, you have to remember, one thing I've already told you, I've always been a very confident person. My size has never been something that has inhibited me from getting anything I wanted. That's anything, not a man, not a business, nothing. If I want it, I'm going to have it, if that makes sense. So it's never stopped me from having anything that I've wanted.
Well, I can't say that has been the same for me. My confidence was shot. Growing up, I've always been overweight my whole life, and I never had someone to talk positivity into my life. Everything that attached to me was negative.
Yeah.
So when I met you 5 years ago, 2017, when's your birthday? In August.
Yeah, that's more than 5 years, baby.
Oh yeah, 6 years. Sorry, can't add.
8.
I've been on. Ooh.
Almost 8, but go ahead.
Sorry, y'all. It's been almost 8 years. That's so bad. But when I met Regina, she was the sunshine in my life. She spoke positivity to me. She pretty much told me the first day that I met her that I was going to be on team. And we've been hanging ever since.
Yes.
We've been hanging ever since. And I asked her, I believe that I asked you about confidence, and you were telling me about the fact that being confident is what got you.
Yeah, it's the game changer for everything. Because if you believe in yourself, then it doesn't really matter what anybody else has to say about you. But, it goes back to, you talked earlier about who inspired me. My mother always told me, you are beautiful, you are smart, you are amazing. God has great plans for your life. You're going to be a world changer. So that's all I knew. So when somebody else tells me something different, I'm like, well, my mama said all these things, so you can't tell me nothing. Does that make sense? You can't go against what my mama said. I done heard this my whole life, that programming, right? So I understand what you're saying in terms of you not having necessarily the same program. It makes a difference. That's why I'm always telling people, be careful what you say to your kids, because they're going to carry that thing. And a lot of it will manifest in their life because your voice is such a powerful voice. And so when the person who has known me longer than anybody else, who brought me into the world, is telling me all these great things about me, man, you can't, I'm telling you, I'm a tad bit arrogant at times. I try not to be openly arrogant with people, but I've been told that I'm arrogant, I'm conceited, all these different things. But it's only that I believe in myself, and that came from my mama.
The confidence didn't come easy for me. Let me just say that I developed my confidence after I lost weight. Before that, I was not confident at all. I never liked myself. I never loved myself. But as life began to happen, different experiences that I had helped me heal from that.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into saying the affirmations, but from speaking with you recently, and I even called you and asked you for some affirmations, and I'm learning to speak life into myself. And I do thank you for that. You have helped me in ways that you have no idea how you helped me.
You came into my life like you were my family before we met. You know, we met at my birthday party fundraiser over at JR Crickets across from the old Instinct Radio.
Yes.
And, you know, you were there. I won't say why you were there, but I thank God you were there because you came in that first day and you felt like I had known you my whole life. One of the things you helped me with, Christine, that you don't know is that you helped me to look at other people's perspectives about being a plus size woman, because I had my perspective and I didn't quite understand other people's perspectives. Does that make sense? And so you helped me recognize that everybody hasn't had the same experience, and we need to address that. There's some people who have had some very negative, you know, things happen to them, you know, being bullied and things of that nature because of their size. And so it kind of opened my eyes, and now I can reach more women, right? Because I recognize that, you know, everybody has a different story. And so let's take into account all of the stories and not just mine, because I really couldn't figure it out, you know, why the women was talking about how they couldn't get a man. I was like, the man, the easiest thing to get, what you talking about, you know? You go out there and pick one, I want you, and go get him. But that's been my life, right? That's been my experience, so I wasn't familiar with other people having a different experience. And so you gave me, when you began to share your story and your heart with me, I'm like, okay, I can't handle everybody the same. Everybody hasn't had the same experience, and I need to take that into account.
Well, I appreciate that. That will help somebody who's ever out there listening. Everybody has a story.
Yes.
And I thank God for my journey that I'm on and that I've been on, learning myself. You know, you got to get to know yourself before you can love anybody else or expect someone else to love you, because if you don't love you, then how you expect somebody else to love you? That's a long, long journey for me, because I found myself, because I didn't love myself, I found myself entertaining people that should never have been in my space.
Choosing stupid.
Absolutely.
Choosing stupid.
Absolutely.
Because
Listen.
I'm looking at you as fly as you are, as beautiful as you are, and you out here choosing these people that ain't even on your level, girl. Go out there and pick one and get him.
Listen, I was picking out of the brokenness that I was in, pretty much. Because I was broken and I didn't know it. I was attaching myself to people that were broken. And the last one that I had was a life lesson.
Yes.
A life lesson that it was rough, but it was something that I needed to go through to find me.
We done with that lesson, right?
Did we
learn
lesson.
it?
We learned it.
Okay.
We learned it. We done moved on, because that was a hard life lesson there. All right, so you have a motto. It's not over till you win. Mm-hmm. At what point in your career did that motto blossom?
Wow. I don't even remember. It's been with me so long that I don't even remember when I started using it. But I've always had that mindset that I'm going to win. There is a way for me to win. In every situation, if my back is against the wall, whatever's going on, there has to be a way for me to win. That's just how I think. It might not be clear to me what the win looks like, but there has to be a way, because I'm a winner, and winners win. So that means that has to happen. So I will say this too. And so when I do face a little defeat, it is, a little humble pie, because I don't expect it. You went to a speaking competition with me. Mm-hmm. Did I go in there to win that?
You did.
Did I win?
No.
Was I confused?
You was.
Absolutely, because I'm supposed to win when I show up.
Right.
So I was real confused about
she
that.
was, y'all.
I was trying not to be a sore loser in front of them people. But I turned around and looked at Christine. I almost went, what the hell just happened here? But yeah, I expect to win. But again, it goes back to how I was raised. When I tell you my mother drip, that's all I heard. You're a winner, all that stuff. So for me, it's an expectation in my life. So I don't know when I got the motto. It's just always been with me.
It's a good motto. It's a good motto. For my audience that's out there listening, speak life into yourself.
Yes.
If nobody else is, speak life into yourself. Speak life to your girls. Speak life to your men, because there's so many lost children out here. And I thank God that I was a single mom at 19, and my boys are now, how old are they? 28? Wow, 28 and 32.
Wow.
And my oldest
We
one,
seasoned, ain't we?
Yes, we is, but we good seasoning.
Oh, good seasoning,
Good
baby.
seasoning, yes.
Little slap your mama, garlic powder, onion powder. You know, it looks smoked paprika.
That Lowry,
Yes.
that Lowry seasoning.
Yeah.
So my oldest son had called me up one day. He's like, "Mommy, thank you for the way that you raised us." He said, because these dudes out here now, he said, they a bunch of punks. They running at the first sight of whatever happens. And I'm thankful. I raised my kids in a way that, because growing up, I felt like I wasn't being loved, but I was. But I raised them so they wouldn't feel like I was feeling growing up. And I poured into them. And I don't have any regrets about that. Pour into your children, because you'll never know what they will become if you don't.
Absolutely.
So, getting to my next question for you. You have given me...
You smiling too much. Go ahead.
Don't do that. You have given me permission to ask you anything.
I did.
So
let's
get it. What is your preference when it comes to dating men?
Physical?
It could be physical. It can be mental.
I think you saw it 2 weeks ago.
Refresh my memory.
6'2" to 6'4", dark skin, bald head. Athletic, like basketball build, slim but muscular. Yes. Alpha, great conversationalist. Yes. That's it.
Okay. So outside of the physical. Outside of the physical, besides the build, are you attracted to an intelligent man?
Oh, yes. Oh, smart and sexy. A man I can learn from. A man that when I'm talking to him on the phone, I got to go Google some stuff he said. Oh, my God. Get me.
Wait, not Google some stuff?
I have. I'm saying there's certain guys I've talked to. I'm not going to call no names, but I get and I'm Googling stuff because I don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
I love that. And man, they can hold a great conversation. Yes. You can win me over with your conversation. If you talk to me a particular way, you can talk to me a little longer. Yeah.
Listen, I got poetry. That poem 2 weeks ago, if y'all watched the show, Joshua Dickinson gave a poem. What was it called? Mr. Daddy. Oh, Jesus. I love me some poetry.
Joshua's a romantic. He's a romantic. He is everything he said. He's the candles, the music. Yeah, he's a good guy.
I could tell, and that's what that intimacy part. Not the touching. Showing your woman that you love her. Do different things. Be spontaneous. Pick a date on something. Stop waiting for her to do it. Because I've been that woman where I did everything. I chose the date. I chose where we was going. I made the food. I ain't doing that shit no more. I'm over it. I am over it. If you can't, we don't need to be together. If you can't help me to make our relationship great, then there's no point in you being here. We got to look out for each other.
Absolutely.
Got to look out for each other. So when you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
So, my next question for you. It ain't nothing like that.
Okay.
I did ask you already, and I think you already responded to, has being plus size caused any issues in your personal or business life? You already said no.
Well, let me say this. Maybe there was a man that I didn't get, that I didn't know I didn't get him. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does.
But I can honestly say, and I know that sounds really arrogant, and people might not understand that, but I expect to get what I want. And I've had a lot of guys tell me, you just came in here like you was it. That confidence, I tell women all the time, the confidence outshadows a lot of things. Men are attracted to that. Like, oh, I ain't got to build you up and put you together every day and make sure you okay. You mean you can walk around this world on your own? They find that sexy. I'm just being real.
I mean, that is the truth.
Yeah.
Like I said, my confidence didn't really start building until I started losing weight. And I noticed the different looks when I actually was walking confident.
Yeah.
Because I was looking good.
I was going to say, you told me, and I didn't know this about you, you said you don't know walk and look at the ground when you walk. Girl, let me tell you. You walk, it's different, right? When you walking with your head up and you looking around, because see, I'm that person. I'm not walking in looking. I'm walking and I'm watching you watching me walk in.
Right.
They like that.
I do that now.
They like that, though.
I do that now because, yes, I find myself.
We gonna find you some good ones.
I need a good one.
We gonna find you some good ones.
Yeah, I need a good one. I like them tall. Not too tall, but I think
You like the bigger guy too, right?
I believe that I was only attracted to the bigger guys because I was bigger. But I'm finding that some bigger guys like smaller women.
Yeah, can't but one of us be fat.
That is true because
that's my rule. Can't but one of us be fat, and I got that covered. So you got to be in shape.
Listen.
You know, that's why I don't have a problem with men who say they have a particular preference.
Right.
I have a preference. I like trophies. I like men that when I walk around, everybody's like, where did you get him? Yes, baby. You see him? I want to spin him around like a ballerina. You see him? I like that. So I don't have a problem with men who have this. Everybody's preference is their preference, okay? But that's what I prefer. I want the six pack when you pull your shirt. You know what I'm saying? I want you to look like you're going to walk down a runway. That's my preference.
That's the thing. You have that confidence and knowing that you can get that man.
Yes.
Me sitting here and I just started Facebook dating. Let me tell y'all, and it's
the water is murky.
Piss in the water. I'm gonna tell y'all this.
It's a bad batch.
It's a real
bad batch.
And it's just like I'm weeding them out, but the more I go through the weeds, it ain't nothing there. It's just dirt.
They're there. Let me just say this about Chrissy. I'm telling you, a man say one thing that's slightly to the left or right, and you right in the center, and I can't talk block. You got to give a person the chance to have a conversation. You got to sunshine them a little bit, baby. I'm serious. Come on, smile. Yeah, you don't even give them a shot. We already had this conversation. You don't.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. And you mentioned that it was because of my past, but in knowing my past, I don't want to start off with the bullshit.
No.
I need him to start out the gate.
But what I'm telling you, it's not always bullshit. Sometimes it's just a person easing into getting to know you, and you got to recognize when it's that. You are so quick to cut them off at the knees. I'm like, give a man a chance to say something first.
Let me tell y'all.
Please, let's go. Let's have at least a 10 text back and forth before you block them.
Okay.
Unless they say something crazy or send you a dick pic, then we can go ahead and block him.
All right. So I took your advice on that, and I had a conversation. And we had several text messages going back and forth,
and then
it
didn't work out.
Hold on.
Go ahead. Let's go.
I let him know that I have been celibate for 5 years. Ooh, the phone got quiet. Regina said, give him time. Let him think about it. He thought about it for a day. He came back. Hey, how you doing? Just ain't. So
but
it's all about...
But the point was you gave it a chance.
I did.
And that's the thing. You have to do that. That doesn't mean just because they give them a chance that every one of them going to work out. No, some of them still going to be duds. You can't kiss that frog enough to make him a prince. You understand? But at least let's find out. Let's find out if he got
That's all I
a little
had
bit.
was duds. Let me just.
We're
say
going to work that out. We're going to have a dating show on here.
I
We're going to
done
find you a man.
had-
We're going to have the Talking Thick with Chrissy, find Chrissy a dating show on here. Jack Trey. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to line them up too, girl. I know where they at. I know where they at. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
I know where they at. Let's go.
This supposed to be about you, man.
I'm going to have Trey bring his friends.
Oh hell no, we good on that.
That was a joke. Swamp water.
Yeah.
I hope you watching this Trey.
Because Trey
Swamp
told me,
water.
he already told me I don't want
I know
none of
you don't
his
want his
friends.
friends. You don't want his friends.
No ma'am. No
You don't want his
ma'am.
friends.
So I do have to say this because, we're both plus size. And if y'all don't know, I'm an author of 3 books. My first book that I did, don't do that, was Sexual
Porn.
Appetite.
She wrote 2 porn books.
Did not. The second one was Sexual Appetite, the second helping.
Round
If
2
you-
of the porn.
Listen, they are good reads. But let me tell you, when I wrote the books, I had plus size women reaching out to me because sometimes as a plus size woman, you don't think you lack that confidence in the bedroom.
Oh, here we go. Let's go.
Now listen, I ain't one of them.
Let's go.
No, I was not one of those. Every which way you could turn me, I went. Very
Fold
flexible.
me up like a
Ain't
pretzel,
that
please.
part.
Please, God, let me tap out before you stop. Go ahead.
That part.
And I might pass out before I tap out. I ain't even gonna lie.
So basically, you just answered the question then.
What?
Have you had any challenges in the bedroom being plus size?
No. Not a one. I'm very flexible. I can hold up my own legs. I don't need you to hold them, baby. Let's go. No, I haven't. I have not, except for when it was him that wasn't equipped enough for this ride.
Yeah.
Because not everybody,
Have
because I got a lot of ass. Let's just say it. And you got to be a certain size to get past.
Right.
All right. There was one that but that's not my problem. That's a him problem.
Listen, I can understand where she's coming from with that because overall, that's the reason why I've been celibate for 5 years. And let me tell y'all, I ain't had nada in 10 years. So yeah, the desert is dry, y'all. The desert is dry.
I maybe should have given a disclaimer. For those of you who got on this show thinking you was going to see Regina Sunshine, the empowerment coach and speaker, and how you normally see me, this is not that show. I gave my friend the opportunity to interview me and ask me anything she wanted to. So that's what we're doing. So if this is too much for you, you're going to find you something else to do now, because I'm sure it's not going to get any better. Go ahead.
So we had a conversation about size. Was that today?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was about size.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did Jack Drake give you this question?
no,
Oh,
he
okay.
did not. I think I already asked the question that he gave me.
Y'all doing a
No,
lot.
he didn't have any raunchy questions like
Okay.
that.
Like y'all doing a lot, man.
So I've had some short ones, some medium-sized ones, some really long.
What you gonna ask? What's the question? Get to the question.
How long does a man need to be?
Oh, well, let's say something. It's not even always about
Size.
exactly, because the one I mentioned before that had the problem, there was somebody that was just like him, but had more girth,
Yeah,
and that dude is a master.
gotcha.
When I tell you he should do a class on how you handle a plus size woman.
I had one of those.
Oh my God, he is the coach for
But
real.
We not gonna mention his name.
No, we not.
We not gonna mention his name. But
Yeah.
when I tell you, I did some stuff back when I was younger. The things that I did, we used to watch videos, and I'd be like, "Ooh, I want to learn how to do that," and I did it. Yes,
I've done that too. Listen, I'm starting to think that this show gonna be about sex.
It's not about sex.
Because I swear there's a lot of sex questions on here.
It's not about sex.
Go ahead.
It's not about sex.
Go ahead.
So now that you said that, we're going to go to the next question.
Okay.
It's not about sex.
Okay, let's go.
What are you passionate about?
Helping people. That gets me off. Helping people, loving people, especially loving people who have never seen what love can be like. Mm-hmm. And it's always been my goal, especially if I meet someone, you know, a young person, whoever it is, that has never really been loved before. Because I know that the transformational power of love. You love somebody the right way, you can love them into anything. You can love them into greatness. You can love them into their dream. You can love, once they know beyond a shadow that this person loves me, man, they'll go through walls for you. They want to make you proud. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm passionate about. Helping people and loving people in such a way that even if there's nobody else nowhere, they'll be like, Regina loves me.
But you know, I'm going to say this. I have done that, and it got me nowhere.
Are you talking about relationships or people in general?
For your question, it was people in general, but I have loved people more than they love themselves.
Yes.
I have wanted more for people than they wanted from themselves. So I had to learn boundaries.
Well, see, there's a difference between loving and then expectation. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about loving with expectation. I'm talking about just purely loving. Love. Yes. There's when you give love away, there is no negative to that.
Right.
Do you understand? Right. But when you are expecting a person to react a particular way because you love them or to do a particular thing, that's where the hurt and the pain and everything comes in. If you just love for the purpose of loving, then that stands on its own.
Gotcha. That's understandable. Well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to be back with Regina Sunshine.
Hey, Christine, congratulations on your new show. I know it is going to be fabulous. You know why? Because you are sister.
Hey, cuz, congratulations. Talking thick with Chrissy. I like how it sounds. Sounds spicy. I'm checking in live from North Carolina. This is a little cuz, Tell. Let me know. I wouldn't mind being on the show. I got a pretty good conversation. I'm pretty charismatic. But congratulations.
Hey, making this shout out video to my mom to tell you that I appreciate everything you have done for me. I love you very dearly, and I wouldn't be nothing without you. Can't wait to see your podcast. Hope to have my own podcast one day too. Love you. Bye.
Hey, what's going on? This is Big O from the pen to the gym, giving a major shout out and much love to Chrissy. Hey man, proud of you and your show, Talking Thick with Chrissy, man. Major, major, major accomplishment. Proud of you, man. Keep going, keep shining, keep grinding. Much love.
Hello, my name is Princess, and I was just wanting to send a big congratulations and a big shout out to my best friend, Miss Christine. I want you to know that I love you, and I'm so proud of you for moving forward with your talk show and your podcast. I am so excited. I'm looking forward to seeing what everything beholds. I know it's going to be great. I know it's going to be something big, and I'm just looking forward to it. I just love you, and I'm here, of course, I'm here to support in any way I can. So, hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
I hope everyone is well. This remarkable lady for me is a constant reminder that I can be a better person. When I need reassurance on those oh, why me days, her words are golden. Her attitude is positive and uplifting, and her personality is like no other. If you're looking for a strong, powerful influence, you've come to the right spot. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Chrissy.
Salutations. I just had to pull over because it's about that time. Well, Gio, what time is it? It's time to talk thick with Chrissy. Chrissy, listen, man, if you ain't keeping it Chrissy, you ain't slicky. You got to be slick as a tire so you won't be tired. And Chrissy got that thicky for your snicky. You already know. But anyway, Chrissy, always been love. You already know what it is. definitely since day one, you always been somebody that cared, always somebody that made sure that you was there for every people. So right now, we here for you. It's all about you. Don't miss it at Chrissy, y'all. Don't miss it at Chrissy. Talking Thick with Chrissy, Regina Global Sunshine Network, and Status Network. Let's talk that talk, y'all.
Welcome back to Talking Thick with Chrissy. Here with my guest, Regina Sunshine. Giving it to you raw.
So we're going to use the word raw?
Listen, that's the only way to describe it.
Okay.
So we have had the we gonna take it down a notch. Take it down a notch. We're gonna bring it on back.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you this: as a pillar in the community, at what point in your career did you feel respected as a businesswoman?
I feel like I've always been respected, but again, like I said earlier, I carry myself in a way that I'm expecting the respect. So let's go back. We talked about my mom and grandma, right? They were always givers in the community. So we grew up serving and giving. So I've never lived a life that wasn't in that capacity. Does that make sense? So I was raised like that. And so even as I went out into my own, whenever I would go to a new city, I'm looking for ways to serve. I'm looking for places that I can give back, you know, and I found that for me in my life, the way I serve has gained me respect in business and everywhere else. Because people know, yeah, I want to make money. Yes, I want to, you know, I got, you know, goals and things I want to succeed. But at the same time, I have people I want to impact and things that are positive things I want to do. And in my life, my level of service and love for people, which has gained me respect and has opened doors for me to sit at some tables that maybe I wouldn't have been invited to, right? Gotcha. To do business.
Yeah, that makes sense. In a time that I was growing up in, I didn't have women like you in my life. Do you feel like the young girls now that are plus size are a little bit different from when you grew up? Do they have more confidence? Do they have that attitude that they just don't care? What would you say to them being in the position that you're in?
I think they face some of the same challenges because most of the ridicule and the bullying starts at home. I don't want to say at home, but in the family, at the family gathering, so the the names or whatever, that type of stuff. So they're still facing that in that environment, which is crazy, right? But they're still facing it, even though you have more what we call body positivity, and you've got a lot more plus size women that they're going to see in different roles. I think, in terms of their day-to-day life, they're still facing some of those same battles. The thing that they may be equipped with now is knowing that there is some other positivity that's related to the way they look or their body size or whatever. What I would say to them is love yourself. So much of life, and not just for plus size people, for people in general, is related to how other people see you, how other people love you, the likes, also people are looking for gratification, and self-image is not a size thing. Self-image is just the individual person. So love yourself enough that you don't need anyone else's approval or for them to like you or love you or whatever. That be okay with you, be comfortable in your own skin. And that may take some time, so if you're not getting that external validation from the people who should be validating you, you have to learn to say these things to yourself. My personal theme song is Bad Mama Jamma. Let me tell you something. I'll put that song on, I'll get in the mirror, and nearly every day I leave the house, tell myself, I look in the mirror, I go, they can't do shit with you today. Look at you. They can't do nothing with you. Let's go. That's how I talk to myself in the mirror. I know that y'all expected me to give some scripture, but that's how I talk to myself.
I really thought you was going to give a scripture. Honestly.
No, I literally said, they can't do shit with you today. That's what I say to myself. But that confidence comes from, there's a foundation there because I am a believer, and because my mother and my grandmother were believers. I know who I am because I know whose I am. I know where I come from. I know the greatness that's within me. Does that make sense? And so because the word says that he is no respecter of persons. He loved me and he sees value in me like he does everybody else. And so if you're not getting that outside, you got to learn to give that to yourself. That takes time, especially whenever you're young or whatever. That's why I said, when you can't get it from where you should get it from, you're going to have to find a way to give it to yourself.
Yeah, I was at them family functions. I was ridiculed for being overweight. I was pretty much the only one in my family that was overweight. And I felt every bit of it.
Yeah.
Every bit of it. So, again, the negativity attached to me my whole life, up until, and I still deal with it now. You know, it has not went away, but I know myself a lot better now.
Yeah.
I know that I love myself now. I can actually look in the mirror and say, I love you.
Yeah.
Because there was a time I looked in the mirror and said, I don't even like you. It took me a very long time, and I didn't get there until after this last lesson that I went through.
Yeah. Because
of what I went through. But I'm gonna tell you this: if I had not went through it, I would never have found myself. I was lost pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I was trying to get back to me.
Yeah. You never
I
had
never
that.
had that.
Yeah.
So
you find a new space. You find a new place.
Yes.
Yeah. I get it. You know, when I was growing up, people always focused on me being pretty. That's probably been so they never got past you're pretty.
Nice smile.
Yeah. I've always been the pretty girl or whatever. So that was kind of where their focus was. But even outside of that, like I said, my mother was so vigilant and speaking life into us. I mean, you know, even with my son, you know, I used to tell him you're a king amongst kings. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you are the leader that other men choose, you know, to lead them. You know, I spoke those things into him. And so when he would go into spaces, there would be older men that would look to my son for, you know, advice or whatever else. But it's because that's what I spoke over him. But again, I know that because that's what my mama did. That's who she was. She love on fire. I wish you could have met her, Christine. We ain't gonna go there, but yeah, that's why I am this way. That's why I walk around the world like I walk around the world, because that's all I know.
Yeah.
And you know, you said something earlier about speaking life into your kids. One of the things I say when I do women's conferences is I tell mothers, even be careful how you speak about yourself in front of your daughter. I say, you might tell her she's pretty and she's smart and all this other stuff, but then you get in the mirror and be like, oh, look at me. And you're putting yourself down, and she's somewhere thinking, well, I look just like you. And if you ain't cute, I ain't cute. So and there was a mother that came to me at the end in tears. She said, I never thought about it like that. She said, my daughter is really struggling with her self-image. She said, but I'm trying always to build her up. She said, but I'm always talking bad about myself.
My mom used to do that. My mom used to, and when I look back at her pictures, after she passed away, my mom was a beautiful woman.
Yes.
She could have been a model.
She was beautiful.
And she used to tell us all the time how ugly she was. She wore makeup, but it got to a point in her life where, you know, she couldn't wear makeup anymore for health reasons. But I've always thought my mom was beautiful. And then after she passed, I saw a picture of her with this big old afro. I said, wait, is that me or my mom? We look like twins. But yeah, when you talk about speaking life into your kids, my oldest son, he's 32 now, he became disabled at the age of 12 from the flu. The flu got into his spine and he lost his ability to walk within 5 minutes. But what kept him going, I always told my kids, my motto for them was, life is going to knock you down. It's up to you how long you stay down.
Yes.
And when I tell you, from age 12, we went through that together. He's now 32. He's still confined to a wheelchair. But he never took his illness as anything that kept him down.
Yeah.
He graduated from Tuskegee University.
He's a Q.
He's a Q.
I don't do Qs, just so y'all know.
He is a
Kappas,
Q.
baby. Kappas, gonna shimmy them shoulders. Really? Go ahead. There's a Kappa watching, baby. Regina Sunshine everywhere.
My younger son, you know, life has knocked him down. And I told him, it's up to you how long you stay down. You know, your kids are going to go through stuff. And as much as you want to prevent them from going through it, you don't have the ability to do that. They're going to go through the things that they need to go through for their journey. And I had to understand that. My kids literally had to cut me off. I was a single mom at 19, and I was attached like glue to them. And my oldest son said, Mommy, you got to believe in the morals and the values that you instilled in us. We're going to do what we're supposed to be doing. And they have made me proud.
They'll find their way back.
They will find their way back. My youngest one has made me a grandmother because I used to joke with him about, I'm going to get some grandkids. And here he go. I forgot.
Wait a minute. So you asked the question and then you surprised when the baby came?
I did.
Don't that sound backwards?
I know.
Okay.
But I love my heart. She's my heart. Her name is Harmony. And that is my heart. Oh, my God. But, yeah, when I tell you, me and my boys are really close when I tell I'm one of those moms where I don't care what comes out my mouth. I'm going to say it. When they wouldn't bring the girlfriends to my house. My oldest one didn't bring his girlfriend until probably by the time he asked her to marry him, he's like, Mommy, she just like you. And I met her. It was her mouth. It was her mouth because Lord knows, my mom used to tell me, you don't care what come out your mouth. You're going to hurt somebody's feelings. She used to call me Eugenia because that's my dad's name.
Oh, listen. I can't say the same thing. Gabriel, I hope he don't watch it. That's all
Yes, my sons already know. Lord Jesus, I hate they know as much as they do, but you know, it is what it is. I was a single mom, and you know, we were all we had, so they dealt with it the best way they knew how. So I got one more question for you before we go to break. What does it look like when you're at that point where you can say, I've made it, my life is a success?
I've already been there. I've already been to that point. At the height of when me and Jack were building Instinct Radio, at that point in my life, when I tell you I was getting it, I was getting it. You know what I'm saying? And so I look at that space and the way I felt, the fulfillment I felt from everything I was a part of, and I've already made it. The thing is, I had to redefine what success was for me. And shout out to Lanita Mitchell Blackwell because she helped me with that. She took us on a retreat at the end of 2019, the breakaway, 9-day breakaway. And it was supposed to be for workaholic, type A personality women and helping us redefine success. She said, because most of us were chasing this achievement high. Like, I got to get the next thing. I got the next thing, you know, accomplish the next goal. And that was me. Because I used to always say, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I was just like, I got too much to do. But she helped me to redefine what success was and to find joy and pleasure in other things in life that weren't tied to me achieving and chasing things. So I'm already there in terms of success. What I wanted to do in my life in terms of the things I've wanted to accomplish. Right now, I'm in a space where I'm just setting up legacy.
Right.
That's where I am now. I've already had the success. Now it's time for legacy. It's time to make sure I leave things in place where hopefully my grandson never has to work for another person if he chooses not to. That was my goal for Gabriel. I didn't achieve that to my life. Does that make sense? My goal was for him never to have to get a job if he didn't want one, that he could start a business or work in a family business. So that's my goal. I'm setting up things now so that King will have a different life. So I've had the success. We're just doing legacy right now.
Absolutely. And I can agree with that. I didn't have the success, you know, with my boys, and now I have my grandbaby. So that's what I'm looking at now. You know, you never think about that when you're growing up, but as you get older, you know, your priorities change.
Yes.
You know, in the direction that you want to go to leave that legacy for your kids. But sometimes life just lives.
Yes.
And things get knocked down. You eventually get back up. But, you know, you got to remember, some people was reminding me because of the age that I'm at, and I was always, you know, I'm not where I want to be, but reminded me that there are famous people that would in their 50s and their 60s and their 70s that became famous.
Mm-hmm.
So age does not play a part in it. Whatever God has for you will happen if it's supposed to happen that way. You'll get there, but don't pay attention to the next person. Do not pay attention
I'm my
to the
only
next
competition.
person.
I tell people that all the time. I know there are people out there who competing with me.
Mm-hmm.
I know you out there. You can't, but I'm my only competition. I don't look at other people.
Right.
You know, I know what I'm capable of, if that makes sense. I know what I possess. So I'm the one that I'm looking at to see what's next. I'm never competing with anybody else.
I wasn't competing with anyone, but because I didn't have my own identity, I wanted to be like that person.
Yeah.
You know, I was jealous
And
of
that-
the next person.
Well, I wasn't gonna say, but the part where you say you want to be like, you can see certain qualities and things in people. Like Lanita, there were certain things I saw when I met her. I was like, I need that. Whatever that thing is she got, I need some of that. And so, you know, it's okay to pull different qualities and things, you know, but like you said, not to want to be just like someone or be jealous that other people have those things. I've always said, if I go to an event and there are more successful women in the room than me, I'm going to find them. I'm going to sit with you because there's something you know that I need to know. I'm not the one that's, you know, trying to, ooh, look at her. No, baby, look at her. Oh, I need to go over there. You know, the one that people go, oh, she thinks she all that. She is all that. I'm going over there to talk to her because I need some of what she got.
Right.
So I'm going to go and let them water me, pour some stuff onto me. I don't have to be the biggest name in the room. I don't have to be, I can sit at someone's feet. I spit on you, I'm sorry. I can sit at someone's feet and learn. And that's important. I think a lot of people that do have issues with confidence, that's a problem because their light makes you feel like, you know, you're not shining or you're dimmed out. Or really, you go over to their light and their light illuminates you and you shine even brighter. If people can get that part, that person shining does not dull you or make it where you can't shine. They will help you shine brighter. You get that, then you go across the room and you come back glowing.
Listen, I was shiny at one point in time, but somebody dimmed my light and I allowed it, but not no more.
Nope.
Well, we're going to take a break and we will be back with Regina Sunshine.
So I want to do a big shout out to my girl, Christine. Christine, I am so proud of you. You're doing amazing things. You are about to start your new talk show. I'm so excited to hear all that you have to say. I want to say I wish you nothing but the best, nothing but success with this. I hope you reach your target audience. I hope you change lives. I hope you make a difference. And I'm so proud of you. I really cannot wait to listen. Have so
Hey,
much
Christine, congratulations on your new show. I know it is going to be fabulous. You know why? Because you are sister.
Salutations. I just had to pull over because it's about that time. Well, Gio, what time is it? It's time to talk thick with Chrissy. Chrissy, listen, man, if you ain't keeping it Chrissy, you ain't slicky. You got to be slick as a tire so you won't be tired. And Chrissy got that thicky for your snicky. You already know. But anyway, Chrissy, always been love. You already know what it is. Definitely since day one, you always been somebody that cared, always somebody that made sure that you was there for every people. So right now, we here for you. It's all about you. Don't miss it at Chrissy, y'all. Don't miss it at Chrissy. Talking Thick with Chrissy, Regina Global Sunshine Network, and Status Network. Let's talk that talk, y'all.
Welcome back to Talking Thick with Chrissy, my guest, Regina Sunshine. Well, as we wrap up the night, I would like to thank my guest, Regina Sunshine, for being a guest on my show tonight, giving it to us real and raw.
I knew you were going to say raw again.
Thick conversations and real connections.
Y'all use protection. There's a lot of disease in Atlanta. That's all I'm going to say.
Before we sign out, Regina, let the people know how they can reach you on Regina Sunshine.
All right, you can find me everywhere. Google me, Regina Sunshine Robinson. You'll find me. Or you can go to my website, reginasunshine.com, and all my social is connected to the website. So, yeah. Can I say something? Can I get something off my chest?
You can.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You've come a long way.
I have.
And I am enjoying watching you shine and be in this moment. I am.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for letting me be a part of the beginning. Let me be on this show with you. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the way you have my back, and not just my back, but the people that I love and the people around me. You're an amazing person. You deserve the best, and I'm going to make sure you get it.
Thank you. Thank you for always being in my corner. She trying to make me cry, y'all. She trying to make me cry. But I would like to thank Status Network, my team, my sons, for the encouragement and the inspiration to be able to do this. And again, always thankful to my grandbaby. That's my heart, my world. And she has been sick, but I'm hoping that she gets better. But until next time, y'all, keep having those thick conversations and the real connections. And we will see you next time.